Hello, Miss Nisi. This is Trichologist Lisa Akbari, your hair doctor, and today I want to address your comment about what you use. You said, hello, I clarified my hair yesterday and I did it by using 50% water and 50% apple cider vinegar with essential oils mixed, and it worked fantastic. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about this because I think this is something important to everyone. First, let's talk about apple cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar, one, is great to be used within the body system, like to drink it. And if you do that, you want to drink it raw. Other than that, it doesn't have a lot of health benefits. In other words, non-pasteurized. You want to look for raw apple cider vinegar. It's one of those things that I'll say, hey, let's leave it to help balance the body pH. Second, if you're going to use any type of vinegar or apple cider vinegar that's not pasteurized, then you're using it on your hair, so it's going to be acidic, more acidic, okay, in reaction. Our hair is acidic in reaction, but our hair has a pH. If you think about the pH scale, we have a pH between 4.5 to 5.5, and that's the pH of our hair. And the reason we have a pH with our hair, because anything that's dealing with pH, you have to be able to measure it by a liquid. Hair is more solid. So we get that from an acid mantle secretion that's from our scalp. It's a combination of our sweat and our oils. So that's how our pH is measured. Well, that's really important because that protects our scalp and it protects our hair. So the pH is really important. It's important not to disturb that. Now let's get back to what you're doing, apple cider vinegar, and why you felt it was fantastic. So apple cider vinegar has a pH that's lower, especially if it's not. Remember, we want it if it's pasteurized. If you've got a problem with apple cider vinegar, if you're going to have apple cider vinegar that is not raw. So with that being said, you got a pH of about 3. Let's look at apples. Apples are a pH of about 3 or to 9. Then you have our vinegar itself at about pH 2 point. So it's really low. Think about it, 2.5, 2 point is around in that area. When you have pHs that's lower than 4.5, hair is going to dry out. Anywhere on the scale, your pH, if you move away from 4.5, it's more acidic. It's going to be 100 times more acidic in that direction, 100 times more acidic if you go toward the alkaline direction, closer to 7, 100 times more acidic each point. Keep that in mind. Now, again, we have not addressed why your hair felt so fantastic after using this. Now, let's talk about what this water kind of helps a little bit with that pH, because water has a pH around 7. So that brought that pH a little bit different, even in the apple cider, because apple has a higher pH than vinegar. So you're kind of mixing it there and getting a closer to the pH of the hair. But then you hop in with the water, which brings it on the alkaline end, or what we call the neutral end. But the hair is 100 times less alkaline than water. So you want to have is more acidic in reaction. All right, so let's get off of that. You mentioned the oils. Oils are great. Oils are wonderful to lubricate the hair shaft. You want to have oils, but when you put it in this mixture, you're doing something really different in that you're coating the mixture and you're not really allowing the mixture to fully do even what you want it to do. But the cool thing about putting those oils in, it does keep the hair, once it's wet and it begins to dry, it does keep that hair from plummeting in its pH. In other words, its moisture levels rather. So your moisture levels will stay up a little higher. So this is a little trick there, and this is why people use these kind of concoctions and formulas, because they have some temporary benefits. And the key word is temporary. Now, let's get to what I think about all of this and why I wanted to make this video and comment, because I think it's crucial. Now, it's important to understand the benefits of what you're doing and why your hair felt fantastic, because apple cider vinegar, or vinegar itself, will break up and break down, which that's the key, most active ingredient in all of this is the vinegar. It's breaking up and breaking down anything. It's like taking a piece of meat and it's just chop, 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 chopping it into fine little pieces. So it breaks it up. So it's easier to manipulate it instead of someone's solid film of buildup on your hair. It's breaking it up into little tiny, 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 tiny chunks or specks. Okay, well, once that's done, then you can rinse and you'll get some of those chunks to go away, but many of them don't. So your hair will feel better. You've got that oil in there because your hair, you don't want your hair as it dries. It's got that oil, which is a form of buildup because you don't clean with oils. You don't clean with vinegar. You don't clean with apple and you don't clean with water. You clean with cleansing agents. So you're not really getting clean, but what you're doing is you're breaking up and breaking down and you're releasing some of those chunks of buildup and you're leaving only a percentage of them. So the hair is going to feel better. So it feels slick and it feels nice. The problem with this, and this is my negative end of it, is that over a period of time, that very buildup that was breaking up and breaking down, but it was not cleaning away. So in buildup, you have to break negative buildup. You have to break it up, or build up, period. You have to break it up, break it down, and then you have to clean it away and clarify. That means put at a pure natural state when you're trying to clean your hair. If you do it that way, then you can get your conditioners to go into the hair. You can do all of the things that you want to with your leave-in products and everything will work well. You're going to feel fantastic initially, but over a period of time, you're going to create what we call a negative buildup, which is where the pollutants, you got them in three categories. You got your environmental, dust, dirt, and debris. Everybody gets them on their hair. You have your scalp pollutants, where your body is shedding its natural cells on the scalp. The hair acts as a trap. Boom, they're there. So you have that buildup. And then you have your cosmetic buildup, which the apple cider vinegar water oil is adding to that cosmetic buildup. So eventually they will solidify. Here's the things that will happen. Number one, you will have over a period of time an itchy scalp, or you can see flaky scalp. Not all flakes are equal. It'll be more cosmetic and it'll just be a solid combination of cosmetic, environmental, and scalp. And then you'll have all of the things will solidify and they will get into your pores. So you'll have itchy, so you can have blockages around your follicle. You can have dull hair. You can have, so long term, there's a problem. Short term, fantastic. But long term, this is what you want to look for. So my recommendation to you, Miss Nisi, as well as anyone who's listening to this video, is to think about long term, because you want healthy hair and healthy scalp now and for years to come. Yes, the hair is going to shed away and you're going to get a new strand, but in the interim, you want your hair and scalp healthy. So just clarify. Go with the pH of 4.5 to 5.5, a clarifying shampoo, not a conditioning shampoo. Get your detangling, your hydrating, your protein benefits from your conditioners and your leave-in products. Don't do that with these apple cider vinegars and these other mixtures and concoctions that seem to be fantastic initially, but they are not long term. I think this is outstanding for you, Miss Nisi. Thank you so much for this, because much love to you, because you are helping me to be able to open up the minds and the ears of everyone who is tuning in and listening to this video. Again, I'm your hair doctor. Please respond back and tell me what you think about what I've just said. Have a wonderful, blessed morning, evening, or afternoon.